Hello YouTube, I'm Michael Morgan. This is Retro Reviews. Thanks for joining me today. And today we are concluding our 80s movie countdown with the number one spot, the year 1989. Before I get into the review, as always, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, hit that like button on this video, and share this video. Also, if you haven't watched the previous videos, here's a quick recap of the top 4 years of 80s movies. At number 4, we have the year 1982. Number 3 was 1985. Number 2 was the year 1984. And we get to the gold medal winner, 1989. Okay, and before I get into this, just a quick reminder, if you haven't seen any of the movies I'm talking about, there will be spoilers ahead. Okay, kicking off 1989, we have an underrated comedy from John Candy, Who's Harry Crumb? He plays a bumbling private detective trying to find the daughter of a rich man who's been kidnapped. This is a great John Candy movie. Of course, we have Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure with Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter, where you have two dudes traveling through time. Very funny movie. Have the Burbs, which is a great Tom Hanks comedy. You have Tom Hanks, Bruce Dern, Carrie Fisher. Just a fantastic movie. It's just about everybody in this neighborhood. They're real suspicious of the new neighbors who moved in. They seem weird. It's just a really funny movie. Okay, and then we have another great baseball movie from the 80s. We have Major League with Charlie Sheen, Tom Berenger, Corbin Burnson, also Rene Russo. Also, Wesley Snipes is in this movie as well. It's about the Cleveland Indians. I believe now they're known as the Cleveland Guardians, but at the time this movie came out, they were known as the Cleveland Indians, about a bunch of misfit ball players that come together. Of course, you have Charlie Sheen, who plays Rick Wild Thing Vaughn. This is just a funny movie from start to finish. Just one of those great comedies that unfortunately Hollywood doesn't make anymore. And then sticking with the baseball theme, another great baseball movie that came out in 1989 was the Kevin Costner movie Field of Dreams. Of course, if you ever heard the line, "If you build it, he will come." That is from Field of Dreams. You have this Iowa farmer who starts hearing voices about building a baseball diamond. This is also tied into the 1919 Chicago White Sox, who are also known as the Black Sox because they threw the World Series. And also there was a second movie in a relatively short time to deal with that. Of course, you had the movie 8 Man Out from 1987, but this really plays into the mythology of Shoeless Joe Jackson. You have Amy Madigan. She plays a great part as Kevin Costner's wife in the movie. You have James Earl Jones. And also you have a pre-Goodfellas Ray Liotta, who plays Shoeless Joe Jackson. It's just a fantastic movie. Also, another great underrated comedy from 1989 is the movie See No Evil, Hear No Evil. This is the third parent of Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder. This is where Richard Pryor. This is certainly a movie that couldn't get made today, because you have Richard Pryor. He plays a visually impaired man, and you have Gene Wilder, who is hearing impaired. They're both witnesses to a murder. The cops think that they did it. This is just a great comedy from two great comedic actors. I encourage you to check that out. And also another great movie from 1989, which they did a recent remake of this, which I haven't watched. I'm not going to watch because we have the movie Roadhouse with Patrick Swayze and Sam Elliott, where Patrick Swayze is a bouncer. He's hired to clean up this bar. Rough house bar in a small town. Of course, it's ran by the town gangster. I mean, just great action scenes. I mean, this is just just one of those great testosterone-filled movies that you don't see a lot anymore from Hollywood. And there are a lot of memorable lines in this movie. There's a great soundtrack as well. There's the Jeff Healey band, is the bar band in there, and I encourage you to go back and check out my review of Jeff Healey's "See the Light" album. I encourage you to check that out as well. And of course, you have Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. This is the parent of Harrison Ford and Sean Connery. And this is just it's a lot of great action, a lot of great comedy as well. I mean, to me, this is my favorite Indiana Jones movie. If I were to and this was just proof that sometimes Hollywood needs to leave something alone, as this movie just ended great Indiana Jones riding off into the sunset. We didn't need the Crystal Skull, and we definitely didn't need the Dial of Destiny. But this is, in my opinion, by far the best Indiana Jones movie. Also, you have the movie Dead Poets Society with Robin Williams, where he plays a college professor who inspires his students. I mean, this is a great dramatic performance from Williams, and of course throughout his career, he did turn out great dramatic performances. And this movie is a standout in his filmography. Also, in 1989, you have the sequel to Ghostbusters 2, which of course, a lot of sequels, it's hard to top the original, and it was going to be hard for them to top Ghostbusters. But I still think this is a great movie in its own right. Too, and I think it's maligned in a lot of ways. That it shouldn't be. Yes, it's different. It's different from the original, but it's still a highly enjoyable movie. Okay, and this was the movie of 1989. This was this next movie I'm talking about. This had such a massive cultural impact, and we're still feeling the impact of this movie today. We have Batman with Michael Keaton. This is one of my all-time favorite superhero movies. I mean, this is my second favorite Batman movie, but it is close to being my first because, of course, you have The Dark Knight, and you have Batman. And I remember at the time this movie was announced, you had, when they cast Michael Keaton to play Batman. I mean, that got the fanboys all riled up. There were over 50,000 letters that were written to Warner Brothers protesting the casting of Batman. Because at the time Michael Keaton was known as a comedic actor. They could think, oh, you cast Mr. Mom as Batman, or Beetlejuice is playing Batman. And then also was directed by Tim Burton as well, who at that point had directed Beetlejuice, Pee-wee's Big Adventure. There was some controversy with him as well, because unfortunately we hadn't seen Batman on the large screen. And a lot of people at the time, they still had the images of the Adam West Batman television series in their minds. That was the image. A lot of people didn't have the comic Batman imagery. They thought about the Adam West show, but this is just but this came out. This movie was just a powerhouse, not only at the box office, but just merchandise and just spawned this overall great popularity. Of course, you have Jack Nicholson who portrays the Joker, in which you have it's one of the great Joker performances. I mean, of course, Heath Ledger won an Academy Award for his portrayal of the Joker. But but Jack Nicholson, he does a great job. You have Kim Basinger, who plays a journalist, Vicky Vale. in a brief supporting role. I mean, I would have liked to have seen, if they were, Billy D. Williams, who plays Harvey Dent in this Batman movie. And unfortunately, when they did bring Two-Face along with Batman Forever, with the Tommy Lee Jones, I think we really missed out on a great opportunity of seeing Billy D. Williams playing Two-Face. I mean, of course, and you got the soundtrack from Prince, which it doesn't, it doesn't get any better than that. Too, something else I like about this movie is just the dark gothic tones. And I remember the Batmobile from this movie is probably my second favorite Batmobile, next to the one from the Adam West television show. But Batman, Michael Keaton ended up portraying one of the best portrayals of Batman on film, in my opinion. Of course, you have the next on the list is the Rick Moranis movie, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, which is just really a really great, enjoyable kids movie. It spawned, I believe, 2 sequels, and there's a TV show based on it. But and then you have a couple comedies on this list as well. You have the comedy Great Balls of Fire. Which is based on the life of Jerry Lee Lewis, the singer portrayed by Dennis Quaid, and also Winona Ryder plays his teenage bride. In here, okay, of course, some parts of this movie will probably be problematic, but and I remember this movie didn't do very well at the box office. I mean, it bombed pretty badly. But Dennis Quaid gives a great performance. And of course, you have the music that is performed by Jerry Lee Lewis himself. This is just one of those movies. If you have nothing to do, like on a Sunday afternoon, and it's on, it's one of those movies that I still enjoy watching this movie. And also, you have the movie Weekend at Bernie's with Jonathan Silverman and Andrew McCarthy. It's another fantastic comedy where Andrew McCarthy and Jonathan Silverman work for this insurance company. They uncover some fraud, and their bosses, criminal bosses, decide to take them out, but they decide to take out their boss, and so Bernie's dead, but they're trying to keep him alive throughout the movie. I mean, it's an absurd premise, but it's a fun movie. Also, you have UHF, which is the Weird Al Yankovic movie, it's a great spoof movie. You have Weird Al Yankovic. He plays a guy who takes over this this television station. So you have a lot of great spoofs of movies and various TV shows. I mean, this was just a movie in the summer of 1989. They got lost in the shuffle with Batman and Indiana Jones. Back to the Future 2. This is a real hidden gem of the 80s. I'd encourage you to check out if you're a fan of Weird Al Yankovic's music. I believe you'll enjoy UHF. Okay, have another Rob Reiner movie, the romantic comedy When Harry Met Sally, Billy Crystal, Meg Ryan. It's just about two people start off as adversaries, they become friends, and they fall in love. It's just a great story. Yeah, Turner and Hooch, another underrated Tom Hanks comedy. Yeah, and another John Candy movie, Uncle Buck, which is probably John Candy's signature role. Also there's Macaulay, pre-Home Alone Macaulay Culkin's also in this movie. Another underrated comedy of the 80s is the movie Harlem Nights. I mean, this is a pairing of Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, and Red Fox. That's where they portray gangsters during the Prohibition era. I mean, unfortunately, the movie was I believe it was a box office disappointment when it came out. But just to see those three comedy legends, in a movie together, I mean, that's a real treat encourage you to watch that. As I mentioned, Back to the Future 2, which just really expanded upon the Back to the Future mythology. Yeah, it's as one of the great movies. Like Back to the Future 2 and 3, they were shot back to back. Some other notable movies was the Tom Cruise drama Born on the 4th of July, which is based on a true story of a disillusioned Vietnam vet. I mean, Tom Cruise gives a great dramatic performance in this movie, directed by Oliver Stone. Fantastic movie. You have another one of the mismatched cop movies with Tango and Cash, Sylvester Stallone and Kurt Russell, where they're two cops. They get accused of a crime, they get thrown in jail, they're trying to prove their innocence. And finally, my all-time favorite Christmas movie, one that I still watch every year to this day. I still laugh, the way I did the first time I saw it. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Just a great way to end the 80s, to end this list. And if you made it this far, I thank you for joining me today. Thanks for watching.